Hello everybody, my name's Jody and this is Dave. Oh, sorry, that's Jody and my name's Dave. And welcome to the 2019 Married at First Sight reaction YouTube channel. So, we're going to be breaking down some of the details and just our opinions on how the Married at First Sight couples have started off and how they're going to travel through the series. So, first of all, thanks for coming, and Jody, thanks for coming as well.
Glad to be here.
Okie dokie. So, let's talk about Married at First Sight. I myself have been waiting for this program for a long time, haven't I?
A year.
Basically a year.
Oh, since the last one finished.
A year minus 10 weeks. And I've just been absolutely wetting myself, and tonight has been the night. So, Married at First Sight, first episode in the season of 2019. We had a good introduction to the couples. We met them there at the, the walkthroughs and where they came from and whatnot. And then we saw them at their little bachelor and hens parties.
Yes.
Yeah. What did you think about those bachelor and hens parties, Jody's?
Jody's.
Jody.
There's only one of me. Yeah, I think the guys one was a bit, a bit solemn, and I think
bit awkward. I thought that too.
Good luck to Matthew, and well done on him. You know, when he got questioned about that.
Matthew the Virgin.
Yes.
Oh, sure, no worries.
Matthew the Virgin. Yeah. Yeah, when he got questioned about that, I think that was great that he actually fessed up and said yes, and those guys supported him, so that was good. 10
points to him for that, I'd say, on that topic, and another 10 points to the boys for not being idiots about it.
Yeah, yeah. The girls, I guess that was what we expected, you know, some big personalities there. Can't think of their names off the top of my head, actually.
Me either. No.
So we're going to come up with our own names, aren't we?
Yeah. We've already named Crazy Eyes, and I think you know which one that is.
And Kim Kardashian.
Kim Kardashian.
Is Martha, yes. Yeah, so hopefully we'll get to know, obviously we got to know Jules and who's the other one that got married tonight? The Filipino lady?
Sindrel or Sinil. Sinil. Let's call her Sinil.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Let's call her the sister of the crazy brother Ivan. Just really later on in that marriage ceremony and whatnot, and the breakdown with the family dinner and everything. He was my anti-hero, and that poor sister of that guy, she's on the show, he's not. He made a scene. I didn't like him. What do you think?
He's quite controlling, I think. And I think he's not. They've got a father, so. He seemed to me like a brother where there was no dad in the family, and he was sort of stepping up and being the father and giving the advice and taking the control. But maybe he was just a bit jealous that his sister was going to be on TV and he isn't. And by sounds of things, he already had a relationship, so
yeah, okay,
obviously he couldn't go on the show.
Yeah. I'd say yes. The guys' Bucks night party was tame and awkward and boring, and the girls probably had a few drinks, had a few giggles, and had a bit more fun than the guys did. Yeah.
It's definitely interesting that Crazy Eyes made a couple of comments about, you know, getting with the Queensland girl with all the hair if things didn't work out. But they did make a really good point that they'll stick together because they'll need each other, so they will support each other. So even though I think they all have big personalities, I think they'll get on okay.
Okay, that's good. So now the ceremonies themselves, maybe we should go over? Yeah, okay. Let's start off with Jules, the lady with the red hair, and the ex-cricketer guy. Let's call him Matthew, I think.
Cameron, I think.
Cameron, okay. He hasn't made a great impression on us yet. I put him down in my book as 10 out of 10, because he's a nice guy. But just his name, episode 1, we just don't know. So we call him the ex-cricketer. And I actually called the redhead lady the booby girl because all her dresses seem to be low cut and whatnot. Let's call her the redhead lady. So, when he came down the aisle and he was waiting for his wife, and didn't I say when we were watching it, when he went across and said, "Are you the mother of my new wife?" and he gave her that little kiss on the cheek and said hello and introduced himself?
Absolutely, yeah.
I gave him 10 out of 10. He's my guy.
Yeah, that's great. He reminds me a little bit of Tel from last season. As does she, obviously, because of the red hair. But yeah, I think he's very genuine, and I think the fact that they've both been in love with people and they knew that it went bad, I think they've got a really good grounding. A really good grounding, and you could see that straight away. Just at a different stage, I think.
Yeah.
In what they want from a relationship.
Yeah. I think they're a good match so far, so good. Who knows what's going to happen down the track? Stay tuned for that. And I will give him, like I said, 10 out of 10 for being a nice guy. I will give the redhead lady 10 out of 10 for being a nice girl. And really, in the beginning of that ceremony, she was worried about the height of the new groom, and I think he mentioned once about that as well. And you know what? They just looked at each other so genuinely, so nicely, that she forgot all about any height issues and any dramas like that. So I must admit, I think first impressions for me, I think they're going to go far.
Yeah, and there's not that much height difference, so I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah.
Okay. Ceremony was great, really picturesque, I'd call that, and just lovely.
Yeah.
Really nice.
No, and they seem really happy, which is good. It's nice. Good start. Good start. Yeah.
Let's move on to maybe Nick and Cyril's ceremony.
I was surprised at that matching for whatever reason. I thought they were very, very different. But I think he's quite genuine as well, and I think he, has been through a lot. So, yeah, it remains to be seen. I think she seems very immature to me. So, and he's ready to settle down. I'm not sure that she is. So, jury's out on that one for me. I'm not sure.
Okay. In my opinion, the church setting was a bit over the top, and it was a bit traditional maybe, and I don't think that was great sparks happening at that wedding like there was with redhead lady and cricketer guy. That was not floating my boat. I know the way he looked at her, I really don't think he was rocking some sparks to start off with, and I think she was just impressed about being on TV and having a tall guy in a black suit waiting for her at the front of the aisle. I don't know how much she's really into him. Time will tell on that. Here comes the elephant in the room. Ivan, the brother, his reaction, his behaviour. What did you think, Jodie?
Well, I thought he would say something at the wedding. Clearly, that proved that his bark's worse than his bite. I thought he looked like a total knob when he was having a chat to him, put him aside, and said, "Oh, you've got the flu. That's no excuse." And Nick actually had to tell him about his illness. I actually thought he was going straight back in to tell his sister what he'd been told.
I thought that too, yeah.
But he got maybe half a point back because he actually said, give this guy a go, because I think Nick proved that he's there for the right reasons, and if she's the right girl, he's willing to give it a chance. I just don't think she's the right girl, but that's just me.
Okay.
Who am I to make that decision?
Okay, I'll kick in there. Ivan's behaviour in the ceremony itself was disgusting, and he should have been ejected. I know he's got a problem with being able to put up a hand at the time and say, I've got an objection to this wedding. Technically he didn't. He jostled around a bit in his chair, and he
made it look like he was going to.
Yep, and the editing from the TV channel and the owners of the program itself left us hanging before the ads. This guy's getting forwards and backwards on his chair, his arm goes up, and then he says something about it being disrespectful when it come time for the celebrant to mention something like, you're now together as life partners, or I now pronounce you
life partners,
something like that. Yeah. And this guy pipes up in the corner. If my brother did that to me, I would take him out the back later on and punch him in the face. Actually, in the face, with my fist into his face. I don't have a brother. That's pretty lucky. Okay.
That is lucky.
So.
That is lucky.
So.
If it was my brother.
Out the back, punch in the face with a fist. Either one, I don't mind. It's okay. They're both right. So, ceremony. I will say for those guys, 6 out of 10. Ivan's behaviour, -10.
Yep.
Ivan pulling aside Nick the way that he did, another -10 for Ivan.
Yep.
He does have the right to pull him aside and have words, that's okay, but just the way Ivan came across, -25 points for you, Ivan, on that one. Sorry. And Nick, you're a champion, you handled Ivan quite well. Now, what about leaving the ceremony? The reception. Let's start off with maybe a redhead lady and ex-cricketer guy. When the ceremony was happening, great. when the reception was happening again, I think that really carried through, and they just had such a nice connection there, sitting next to each other and having genuine laughs, and they knew the camera was on them. And it's, you know, you get nervous when the camera's on you. It's national TV, it's international TV, and it's going down in history, and they just were so cute together. What do you think?
Cute.
Yeah,
I really liked when they got up to do the dance, and
Magic.
And she was getting a bit nervous because the music didn't start, and he said, "I've got your back, I've got you," and you know, that's all you want. That's all you want from a man, isn't it?
Boom.
Got my back.
So they're up there, they're having a little dance in the silent disco style, and I'll tell you what, as a man, that takes a bit to start grooving. But if you're a gentleman and you can see your lady's getting a bit nervous there, or starting to sweat, or having a little bit of anxiety, and you give her you hug her, hold her tight, and you say, "Don't worry, everything's going to be okay." You put yourself on the line a bit, you start grooving, and he just won another 10 points from me. I'm going to put him up to, what's he at now? I think he's at 20 or 30 points. Let's call him 50 points.
50 points.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, those two finishing the night at the hotel room, they're sleeping in the same bed, they are going to have a cuddle. That was really nice. I give them 10 points. What about our friend Nick and
the electrician? They could turn off the lights.
Mm-hmm. And he got there in. So, yeah, again, I know the camera's on you and things make you nervous, but what do you think about how
I think she was
Sorrel
too much. It was just too much.
Immature, maybe?
Yeah, very immature.
Okay.
They definitely, well, they're in the same bed because there's only one bed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who knows?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, for the episode, there's a lot of hype, a lot of great advertising and whatnot. Of course, we've been trolling through the proverbial Facebook pages and the 9.com.au website, and just trolling through there and finding little snippets of information. Can't wait till episode number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like there's some WA weddings coming up.
Yep.
It's going to be a little bit of excitement. There's the girl. There's the girl having the meltdown, thinking she's forgotten the wedding dress.
Yeah, crazy. Oh, she's another crazy one.
Can I call her crazy teenage millennial girl part 2 maybe, because we've got crazy eyes. Maybe she's not millennial, but
millennial.
She looks like she's a teenager to me. She just a maturity.
Acts like a teenager.
Acts like a teenager.
Yeah.
I'm going to put dibs on calling her Crazy Eyes 2.
Okay.
So I'm going to call the tall blonde one Crazy Eyes,
yeah,
and the other one Crazy Eyes 2.
No problem.
Be very interested to see which gentleman is paired up with that lady there.
Is it the Indian or the farmer?
Yeah, I think it's
the farmer.
Dinar from WA. He's a meditation specialist. He flies in and out to mine sites to teach meditation. He's got a good little gig there. Now, 9.com.au. And there we've got the farmer there as well.
Yeah.
Now, farmer in the Bucks party turned up in his flanny and his boots. And now I said to Jody that boots are really comfy. But my God, you got one time when you shouldn't be wearing your farm boots, and he turned up in his
And he
boots.
surely had time to go and buy a pair of shoes, because he said it's the only shoes he had. Let's hope he doesn't get married in those boots.
Let's hope. Okay, so thanks everybody. We've gone over just our thoughts, our opinions on episode number 1 of the Married at First Sight season 2019. Few characters coming up, yet to come, marriages coming up, West Australian couples. Let's hope the experts have put West Australian people with West Australian people instead of, like last year, expecting Tel from WA to move to Sydney to be with Sarah Rosa, or Sarah to go to WA. That is tough. Tel had children or a child in WA.
Yeah.
So let's see how we go with episode 2.
Excited.
Yep. Anything else you want to kick in there, Jodie?
No, don't think so.
Nope, you're all sorted. Okie dokie. No worries. Well, everybody, like I said, thanks for tuning in there. Tune in again on our next video on this YouTube channel again. Check our Facebook page. Leave us some comments. We'll be responding to the comments personally. And roll on it, episode 2.